Nevada is famous for its bright lights, glitzy casinos, and endless desert landscapes. But behind the neon and luxury, some hotels hold secrets that money cannot erase. From abandoned motels on lonely highways to historic hotels in the heart of Las Vegas, the Silver State hides spirits, shadows, and unexplained phenomena. Guests have reported ghostly footsteps, cold chills in empty hallways, and apparitions that vanish when approached. Tonight, we explore 20 of Nevada's most haunted hotels, where the past never truly checks out. Hotels are meant to be places of comfort and safety, but in Nevada, many are anything but. Some were the sites of tragic deaths, violent crimes, or mysterious disappearances. Others are older buildings, where former guests and staff seem unwilling to leave. Travelers report hearing whispers in deserted corridors, seeing lights flicker with no source, and glimpsing shadowy figures in mirrors. Even the bravest of souls sometimes feel an unseen presence watching them from darkened corners. From the neon-drenched streets of Las Vegas to the desolate stretches of the desert, Nevada's haunted hotels offer more than luxuria, they offer encounters with the unknown. Which hotel would you dare to spend a night in, knowing that the spirits of the past might still be roaming the halls? The Mizpah Hotel in Tonopah, Nevada stands as an imposing reminder of the town's boom and bust history. Constructed during the mining rush, the hotel's elegant facade and grand interior once welcomed travelers, prospectors, and socialites seeking luxury in the desert. By day, the building exudes charm, with its polished floors, ornate chandeliers, and antique furnishings reflecting a bygone era of prosperity and ambition. Yet beneath the elegance lies a darker history. The hotel has witnessed violence, sudden deaths, and tragedies that have left an indelible mark on its walls. Over the decades, guests and staff have reported unusual occurrences, hinting at the presence of those who never left. Shadows flicker in corners where no one stands, and footsteps echo along hallways long after the hotel has emptied for the night. Visitors often speak of ghostly figures dressed in period clothing, walking silently through the lobby and corridors. Some appear at the top of the grand staircase, while others linger near the elevators, or in rooms once occupied by miners and travelers. These figures are fleeting, often disappearing when approached, leaving only the lingering sense of their presence. The atmosphere within the Mizpah Hotel can shift unexpectedly. A sudden chill may descend in an otherwise warm room. Lights flicker without cause, and objects sometimes move without explanation. For some, these occurrences are subtle, almost imperceptible. Yet they leave a deep impression. A sense that the past is not entirely gone. The stories surrounding the hotel are numerous and unsettling. Guests have recounted waking to the sensation of being watched, or hearing distant murmurs and whispered conversations in empty rooms. In certain hallways, the sound of footsteps has been reported when no one else is present, echoing as though someone is pacing just out of sight. The repetition of these experiences over decades has cemented the Mizpah Hotel's reputation as a place where the living and the departed coexist. Particularly haunting are the tales tied to the hotel's violent past. Many of the apparitions are believed to be those who met untimely ends within its walls. Guests have described seeing figures that seem agitated, moving quickly before vanishing through walls or doors. Some believe these spirits are reliving moments from their final days, trapped in a loop of unresolved turmoil. The hotel's design adds to the sense of mystery. Its narrow hallways, dimly lit rooms, and echoing stairwells create shadows that play tricks on the eye and distort sound. Even during daylight, the quiet of certain corridors can feel oppressive, as though the building itself holds memories that press against those who enter. The effect is heightened at night, when darkness deepens and familiar spaces seem transformed, every sound amplified and every movement fraught with significance. Those who spend time in the Mizpah often speak of the interplay between history and the unexplained. Antique furnishings, ornate wallpaper, and architectural details from the early 20th century act as tangible reminders of the people who once moved through these spaces. It is easy to imagine miners returning from the desert, travelers seeking respite, and staff attending to their duties, their lives and energies lingering long after they have gone. Even casual visitors can feel the weight of the hotel's history. Entering the lobby after hours, one might notice the faintest hint of movement in a shadow. A whisper in an empty corridor. Or a temperature shift in a quiet room. These sensations create a sense of immersion. As if the building itself is alive with memory. For many, the experience is not frightening in a conventional sense, but is instead deeply intriguing. A palpable connection to the past that cannot be ignored. Some guests have recounted encounters in specific rooms said to be particularly active. Doors close or open on their own. And fleeting figures appear near windows or in the corners of rooms. Furniture may shift subtly, or an object may seem to vanish only to reappear in another location. These experiences, while mysterious, are often reported with a sense of awe and wonder, reinforcing the unique atmosphere of the Mizpah Hotel. The hotel continues to operate as both a functioning establishment and a destination for those drawn to the paranormal. Visitors seeking history, luxury, or a glimpse of the unexplained find the Mizpah a place where all three coexist. The stories of ghostly figures, unexplained sounds, and sudden chills create an environment that is immersive and compelling, inviting exploration and reflection. Visitors seeking history, luxury, or a glimpse of the unexplained find the Mizpah a place where all three coexist. The stories of ghostly figures, unexplained sounds, and sudden chills create an environment that is immersive and compelling, inviting exploration and reflection. Mizpah Hotel stands as a testament to the passage of time and the enduring presence of memory. Its walls hold echoes of triumph, tragedy, and everyday life from decades past. For those who venture through its corridors, the experience is a journey through history and the unexplained, a chance to witness a space where the lives of past guests continue to resonate. In every shadow, in every creaking floorboard, and in the silence that follows the bustle of guests, the Mizpah Hotel reveals itself as more than a building. It is a keeper of stories, a bridge between eras, and a place where the echoes of the past can be felt as keenly as the present. To step inside is to walk alongside those who came before, to witness their lingering presence, and to experience the quiet, mysterious heartbeat of a hotel where history never truly sleeps. The Pioneer Saloon Hotel in Goodsprings stands as a relic of a bygone era, its wooden FAA section ade weathered by decades of sun, wind, and desert storms. The town itself feels frozen in time, where the echoes of the Old West linger in every corner. Inside the hotel, the atmosphere is heavy with history, a mixture of hospitality and the lingering memories of a violent past. Visitors often describe an immediate shift upon entering the hotel, as though the air carries a weight beyond the ordinary. The creak of floorboards underfoot seems to echo longer than it should. And shadows stretch across walls in ways that feel intentional. Patrons and guests have reported cold spots that appear and vanish without explanation. Sudden drops in temperature that seem to follow them along hallways or in the corners of rooms. The history of the Pioneer Saloon Hotel contributes to its eerie reputation. Once a hub for cowboys, miners, and travelers passing through Goodsprings, the building witnessed both celebration and confrontation. Shootouts and disputes were not uncommon. And tales of unrest and tragedy have woven themselves into the very fabric of the hotel. These stories linger, shaping the experiences of those who spend the night within its walls. Many who have stayed at the hotel describe seeing figures out of the corner of their eyes. Shadows resembling cowboys appear in hallways, standing silently as if observing the living. Some guests report hearing the distant clatter of spurred boots on wooden floors, the unmistakable rhythm of someone pacing back and forth when the hotel seems otherwise empty. Occasionally, soft murmurs of conversation drift through the air, the words indistinct but carrying a weight of history and presence. The saloon area retains a unique energy. Its long bar, polished over decades, seems to hold memories of laughter, argument, and music. Patrons speak of chairs moving slightly when unoccupied, or glasses tapping gently against the bar in the absence of any human hand. At night, the room feels charged, as though the spirits of former cowboys continue to gather in the shadows, their presence subtle yet undeniable. In the guest rooms, experiences intensify for those sensitive to the unusual. Cold drafts flow through rooms even when windows and doors are closed, and objects occasionally shift from their original places. Some visitors recount the sensation of being watched, a quiet awareness that something unseen is observing them from the corners of the room. The feeling is never aggressive, but it carries a tension that is impossible to ignore. Hallways are often the site of the most unsettling encounters. Figures appear and disappear at the end of corridors, their forms resembling cowboys dressed in period clothing. Footsteps follow visitors as they walk, sometimes stopping when they stop, and sometimes continuing even when the hallway is empty. Guests often report a heightened sense of alertness, as though the history of the place itself has endowed the walls with memory and vigilance. The Pioneer Saloon Hotel also holds a connection to the broader landscape of Goodsprings. At night, the building seems to pulse with energy, the silence of the surrounding town making every noise within the hotel more pronounced, more significant. Those who linger in the hotel feel a connection to the lives and events that unfolded there decades ago, as if time itself is stretched thin, allowing the past to coexist with the present. The desert winds whistle through cracks in the building, mingling with unexplained sounds and enhancing the sense of isolation. Even the furniture carries an echo of history. Old wooden chairs, worn tables, and the bar itself are all imbued with the experiences of countless patrons over the years. Some guests have felt brushes against their shoulders or the presence of someone near, only to find themselves entirely alone. The subtle movements and sensations are often fleeting, yet their impact is lasting, leaving an impression of a world that is simultaneously tangible and spectral. Visitors frequently leave with stories that they will carry for a lifetime. The Pioneer Saloon Hotel offers more than lodging, it provides an encounter with history and the unexplained. Shadowy cowboys, cold spots, and lingering presences form an invisible layer over the hotel, a reminder that the past is never truly gone. Those who step into its halls walk in the footsteps of the long departed, experiencing a sense of continuity. A haunting that is as fascinating as it is enigmatic. The Pioneer Saloon Hotel remains a symbol of Goodsprings history and mystery. It embodies the spirit of the Old West, the echoes of its inhabitants, and the enduring fascination of the unexplained. For those willing to spend a night within its walls, the hotel offers a unique glimpse into a world where past and present converge, leaving an indelible mark on all who enter. The combination of history, atmosphere, and ghostly encounters ensures that the Pioneer Saloon Hotel continues to be a destination for those seeking both adventure and the subtle thrill of the unknown. Every creak, every shadow, every unexpected chill serves as a reminder that the stories of the past linger here, quietly observing and occasionally interacting with those brave enough to walk its halls. The Pioneer Saloon Hotel is more than a building, it is a living connection to history, a place where the echoes of cowboys, travelers, and visitors past remain just within reach, waiting to be noticed by those who pay attention. The Desert Inn in Las Vegas stands as a relic of a bygone era, a place where the glitz and glamour of early show business still lingers in the air. Once a hub for performers and high-profile guests, the hotel has a storied history filled with excitement, laughter, and secrets behind closed doors. Yet alongside its legendary allure, tales of the unexplained and the supernatural have emerged, whispering through hallways and suites that have witnessed decades of human ambition and indulgence. Visitors to the Desert Inn have reported experiences that defy explanation. Shadows flicker across the walls of empty corridors, moving with a life of their own. Phantom footsteps echo across the polished floors, matching no known rhythm or origin. Some guests speak of the sensation of being lightly touched when no one is nearby. A gentle press against a shoulder or a brush across the arm that vanishes as quickly as it appeared. The air itself seems to carry memories, the energy of entertainers and travelers who once walked these halls lingering long after their time. The suites are said to be the most active areas. Guests describe sudden drops in temperature, chills that ripple across the skin without warning. Lights flicker inexplicably, dimming and brightening with no electrical cause, as though unseen hands are adjusting the ambience. Shadowy figures are glimpsed out of the corner of the eye, sometimes standing silently at the doorway, watching, or vanishing when approached. It is a presence both subtle and undeniable, a constant reminder that the past here refuses to be forgotten. The history of the desert inn contributes to its haunted reputation. Legendary entertainers performed on its stages and walked its halls, leaving impressions that some believe endure beyond the physical realm. Guests often feel this presence as a weight or a brush of air. Sensing a continuity of life that never truly left, a connection to those who lived and worked within the walls decades ago. Even the lobby carries an air of mystery. The lobby carries an air of mystery. The faint sound of laughter, soft and distant, has been reported by those moving through empty spaces. The hum of old music, a piano or a melody once performed for an audience, sometimes drifts through rooms without apparent source, evoking memories of performances long past. These phenomena create an atmosphere where time feels layered, present and past overlapping in subtle ways. Halls and stairwells are often described as particularly active. The sensation of footsteps following, of doors opening and closing with no human intervention, is common. Shadows appear and retreat along walls, often forming shapes that suggest movement yet lack definition. Guests recount hearing voices calling softly, sometimes their own names, yet when they turn, the spaces are empty, and silence returns. The experience is unsettling yet compelling, drawing visitors deeper into the history and mystery of the inn. Some have felt more personal interactions. A brush of a hand across a shoulder in a quiet hallway, the sound of laughter at the end of a deserted corridor, or the sense of someone standing nearby, observing but unseen. These subtle touches suggest a connection to the past, a continuity of presence that feels tangible and immediate. The desert inn becomes more than a hotel, it transforms into a stage where echoes of past lives replay, where the boundary between the living and the unseen blurs softly but perceptibly. The suites themselves seem to retain individual stories. Certain rooms are known to be more active, with doors opening or closing on their own, objects shifting slightly, and an unmistakable feeling of being watched. Guests have reported seeing figures standing by windows or near beds, fleeting but vivid enough to leave lasting impressions. The energy in these spaces is often described as heavy, a blend of nostalgia and eerie anticipation, where the past imprints itself onto the present with remarkable clarity. Despite these experiences, the desert inn maintains its charm and allure. Its historical significance and architectural beauty captivate visitors, drawing them into its story. The subtle presence of the unexplained enhances the atmosphere. The hotel exists as a living testament to the lives that passed through its doors, the laughter, the tears, and the performances that shaped its legacy. It is a place where memories linger and the line between history and haunting becomes almost imperceptible. The desert inn remains a destination where the ordinary and the extraordinary coexist. Guests leave with memories not only of luxury and nostalgia but also of an encounter with the unseen. The shadowy figures, the phantom touches, the whispered echoes, and the flickering lights are all reminders that the inn has absorbed the energy of countless lives and retains it in subtle, mysterious ways. For those who wander its halls, the desert inn offers both the comfort of history and the thrill of the unknown, a cinematic stage where past and present converge in haunting harmony. Every corner, every corridor, and every suite tells a story. The desert inn is more than a hotel. It is a repository of experiences and memories. A place where the spirits of entertainers and guests continue to linger. Visitors leave with a sense of awe and curiosity, aware that the inn holds secrets that will never fully be revealed, yet are felt deeply by all who enter. The desert inn invites the living to witness the echoes of the past, to feel the presence of those who remain, and to walk in a space where time, history, and the supernatural intermingle seamlessly. The Golden Gate Hotel in Las Vegas stands as a relic of the city's early days, a time when the desert was dotted with miners, gamblers, and fortune seekers. Its brick facade and vintage neon lights hint at a past filled with energy, ambition, and risk. Yet, behind its historic charm, there is a lingering presence that has intrigued visitors and paranormal enthusiasts for decades. Guests and employees alike report experiences that defy explanation. Footsteps echo along empty hallways, often stopping just beyond the range of sight. Doors creak open and shut on their own, and lights flicker unpredictably, casting long shadows across the worn carpets and ornate furnishings. These subtle disturbances suggest the hotel is alive with memories, remnants of those who walked its corridors long ago. The hotel's history is deeply entwined with the rise of Las Vegas. Early miners would gather in its rooms to celebrate or commiserate over their fortunes. Gamblers staked their luck on the tables, and entertainers brought energy and excitement to the halls. The intense emotions of these lives, from elation to despair, are said to have left a trace, creating an atmosphere where the past and present seem to intertwine. Visitors sometimes see fleeting figures in the corners of their vision. Shadows that appear human in shape move across hallways or linger near the old casino floor. These apparitions vanish when approached, leaving only a sense of presence. The building remembers. Whispers are reported along stairwells and behind closed doors. Soft voices that seem to drift just beyond understanding. Even during daylight, the hotel maintains an air of mystery. The interplay of natural light and the structure's vintage architecture casts shifting shadows, giving the impression that something is always moving. At night, the effect intensifies. The empty rooms, long corridors, and quiet lobbies transform into a stage where unseen actors replay fragments of the past. Some guests have described feeling a sudden chill in certain areas, despite the desert heat outside. These cold spots are often accompanied by the sensation of being watched, or the faint impression of a presence passing by. Others report objects subtly moved, as if nudged by invisible hands. And the soft sound of laughter or murmured conversation that stops the moment someone turns to look. The hotel's design contributes to its haunting ambience. Narrow hallways, ornate wooden railings, and high ceilings create acoustics that carry even the slightest sound, amplifying footsteps and whispers. The combination of historical artifacts, antique furniture, and aged architecture enhances the sense that the hotel is steeped in memory, a place where the past is never fully absent. Stories of ghostly miners and gamblers persist because they are tied to the hotel's living history. The energy of those who once sought fortune and excitement here seems to linger in the walls and floors. Staff members have occasionally recounted seeing figures dressed in period attire or experiencing sensations that align with the lives of early patrons. These experiences, while subtle, are consistently reported, adding layers to the legend of the Golden Gate Hotel. Even for those skeptical of the supernatural, the hotel offers a uniquely atmospheric experience. Every creak of a floorboard, flicker of light, or shifting shadow invites curiosity and reflection. The building encourages exploration of history, memory, and human emotion, bridging the gap between reality and the unexplained. Visitors today approach the Golden Gate Hotel with a sense of reverence and caution. Wandering its hallways, one might imagine the lives of early miners celebrating a small victory or gamblers quietly lamenting a lost hand. The energy of these moments, preserved in the structure and ambience, provides a haunting yet fascinating window into Las Vegas's formative years. Despite modern renovations and bustling activity outside, the hotel retains its mysterious aura. It is a space where the past is tangible, and the echoes of long-ago footsteps can still be felt. Each corridor, room, and hallway carries stories waiting to be discovered, inviting the brave to walk among the memories that refuse to fade. The Golden Gate Hotel is more than a place to stay. It is a living museum of human experience, a crossroads of history and the supernatural. Its flickering lights, echoing footsteps, and subtle presences offer a glimpse into a time when Las Vegas was just beginning to forge its identity. For those who venture inside, the hotel provides an immersive experience that combines history, mystery, and the unexplained. It is a place where imagination meets reality, and where the echoes of miners, gamblers, and long-forgotten guests continue to walk the halls. As night falls over Fremont Street, the Golden Gate Hotel stands quietly. Its stories woven into the walls and floors. The stories of history, curiosity, and perhaps a lingering sense that the spirits of Las Vegas's early pioneers are still present, watching over the hotel they once called home. In the end, the Golden Gate Hotel is a testament to the city's layered past, where tales of ambition, luck, and human emotion converge. It invites exploration and reflection, offering an unforgettable experience for those willing to walk its hallways, listen to its whispers, and sense the presence of a bygone era that continues to resonate through every corner of this historic landmark. The Flamingo Hotel in Las Vegas is an iconic symbol of glamour, entertainment, and the rise of the desert city into a global destination. Its neon lights, bustling casino floors, and legendary performances draw thousands each year. But behind the bright exterior lies a layer of mystery that has fascinated visitors for decades. The hotel, known for its vibrant history and glittering shows, is also the site of ghostly encounters that hint at a past not entirely left behind. Reports from guests and staff tell of a presence unlike any other. A former showgirl, whose life was entwined with the early days of the hotel, is said to linger in corridors and suites. She is described as appearing in fleeting glimpses, a figure dressed in performance attire, moving with the grace of someone accustomed to the stage. Those who have seen her often feel a strange combination of nostalgia and unease, as if the glamour of Las Vegas has momentarily merged with a memory of its history. The manifestations are not confined to visual sightings alone. Many guests speak of sudden drops in temperature, moments where the air seems to chill inexplicably. These experiences are subtle yet undeniable, leaving an impression that something beyond the ordinary resides within the walls of the hotel. Particularly in hallways and rooms where no other explanation exists. Unexplained noises are also common, from the faint sound of music echoing down empty corridors to the soft shuffle of footsteps when no one is present. These experiences are subtle yet undeniable, leaving an impression that something beyond the ordinary resides within the walls of the hotel. The Flamingo itself is a living monument to entertainment. Yet its architecture and history enhance the sense of the paranormal. Its long hallways, ornate decor, and countless rooms create spaces where shadows can fall in unexpected ways. And echoes carry further than anticipated. Even during the day, the hotel can feel alive with the memories of past performances, late-night revelry, and the lives of those who have passed through its doors. Guests recount stories of encountering the showgirl near elevators or along quieter hallways. She seems to move with intent, sometimes appearing as a fleeting reflection in mirrors or vanishing just as one approaches. The figure is often associated with a sense of longing, a trace of the ambition and dedication that characterized the performers of her era. Some speculate that her spirit remains tied to the hotel out of attachment to the stage and the energy of live audiences. In addition to visual sightings, the hotel experiences unexplained auditory phenomena. Footsteps echo across empty floors, doors creak without cause. And faint music reminiscent of vintage performances can be heard in isolated moments. These sounds contribute to the eerie yet fascinating atmosphere, bridging the gap between history and the present. For many visitors, these experiences evoke curiosity and a desire to understand the stories behind the hotel's long-standing presence. The Flamingo Hotel has also been the backdrop for countless personal stories. Guests describe the sensation of being watched, or of a presence brushing past them when they are alone. Objects sometimes move or shift slightly, and rooms can feel charged with an energy that defies explanation. While the experiences are rarely frightening, they create an awareness that the hotel contains layers of memory, a record of those who lived, worked, and performed within its walls. Historians and paranormal enthusiasts alike are drawn to the Flamingo for this reason. The hotel's history is rich with tales of ambition, excitement, and occasional tragedy. The combination of historical significance and reported paranormal activity creates a unique environment. One where visitors are invited to consider the past as a living element of their present experience. The showgirl's presence, in particular, serves as a reminder of the human stories interwoven with the hotel's legacy. The hotel's design also plays a role in the sense of mystery. Long corridors, mirrored walls, and quiet corners can create visual illusions that enhance the feeling of otherworldly activity. Even the architecture itself seems to encourage reflection, both literal and figurative, allowing visitors to imagine the countless lives that have intersected within these spaces. At night, the vibrant city outside contrasts sharply with the quieter, almost intimate experiences reported inside, making the paranormal encounters more pronounced. For those who explore the Flamingo with an open mind, the experience can be immersive and reflective. Seeing the showgirl's apparition or noticing the unexplained shifts in temperature encourages contemplation of the hotel's layered past. It is a place where entertainment and mystery converge, where the glitz of Las Vegas meets the subtle, lingering presence of history that refuses to fade completely. Ultimately, the Flamingo Hotel remains more than just a destination for leisure and spectacle. It is a repository of stories, memories, and experiences that extend beyond the living. The ghostly appearances, sudden chills, and unexplained noises serve as reminders that history is never entirely gone. Visitors to the Flamingo encounter more than just luxury and entertainment, they step into a space where the past whispers softly alongside the present. Where the energy of those who came before can still be felt in every corridor, every room, and every fleeting shadow. That blends glamour, history, and the unexplained. Whether through architecture, ambience, or the subtle signs of a presence that has chosen to linger. A place where the spirit of performance, dedication, and life itself continues to echo through time. The Stratosphere Hotel in Las Vegas rises like a modern monolith against the desert skyline, its gleaming tower visible for miles. By day, it is a beacon of luxury and thrill, attracting visitors from around the world to its casinos, observation decks, and sky-high attractions. Yet, beneath the glitz and neon lights, the building harbors an unsettling presence that many guests and staff have quietly acknowledged for decades. From the moment one steps inside, there is a subtle tension in the air, an undercurrent that seems to whisper of events long past. Elevators, the veins of the hotel stretching up through its towering structure, are often cited as sites of strange occurrences. Guests have reported feeling the car shift slightly without warning, stopping at floors they did not select. Doors have opened on levels where no one is waiting, revealing empty hallways bathed in sterile fluorescent light. The sensation is fleeting but disorienting, leaving a lingering unease long after the elevator doors close. Some of the most chilling reports originate from the upper floors, where the tragic history of the building's construction is said to linger. Workers fell victim to accidents while the hotel was being erected, and locals speak of unresolved spirits tied to those events. Shadows have been seen at the end of corridors, flickering in the corner of vision and vanishing when approached. Figures, indistinct but unmistakably human, appear near stairwells or at the edges of the observation deck, only to disappear before anyone can get a closer look. The hallways themselves seem to amplify the sense of the uncanny. At night, the quiet hum of air conditioning and the distant sounds of traffic below are punctuated by footsteps that do not belong to any guest. Some have heard murmured voices, faint but urgent, drifting from empty rooms. Others feel sudden cold spots that seem to follow them as they walk. A chilling contrast to the otherwise controlled climate of the hotel. These sensations are subtle yet persistent, leaving a lasting impression on those who experience them firsthand. Rooms throughout the stratosphere carry their own stories. Guests often describe the sensation of being watched, a quiet awareness that something or something is nearby even when the room is empty. Mirrors occasionally reflect movements that do not match the person standing before them. Lights flicker inexplicably, and electronic devices sometimes behave in unusual ways, their screens dimming or changing channels without explanation. These occurrences are rarely aggressive, but they are enough to make visitors pause and question the reality of their surroundings. The hotel's observation deck, which offers breathtaking views of Las Vegas and the surrounding desert, is also a focal point for strange phenomena. Witnesses have reported seeing shadowy figures near the railings, figures that vanish when attention is drawn directly to them. Some describe feeling sudden gusts of cold wind despite calm conditions, or hearing soft, sorrowful voices carried over the city below. The juxtaposition of exhilaration and unease creates an atmosphere that is both thrilling and unsettling, blending the tangible excitement of the view with the intangible weight of the unexplained. Staff members have long acknowledged the peculiar energy within the building, often sharing stories with discreet caution. Housekeeping staff report objects moved slightly from their original positions or hear footsteps echoing down empty corridors. Maintenance crews sometimes encounter unexpected sensations in the service areas, from inexplicable drafts to the faintest hint of a presence that seems to observe them. These experiences, while subtle, are frequent enough to suggest that the stratosphere's haunted reputation is more than rumor. The haunting of the Stratosphere Hotel is tied intrinsically to its history. The tragedies that occurred during its construction, combined with the sheer verticality of the building, and the constant movement of guests and staff, create a unique environment where the past seems to bleed into the present. Sightings and experiences are varied, yet they share a common thread, the sense that those who were once part of the building are still present, lingering in silent observation. Visitors who take the time to notice these phenomena often describe a heightened awareness of the hotel itself. Each hallway, elevator, and room carries a history that is palpable, even to the casual observer. The interplay of light and shadow, sound and silence, movement and stillness, creates an atmosphere where the line between the living and the spectral feels blurred. The experience is immersive, leaving a lasting impression that is difficult to articulate but impossible to forget. Despite the reports of ghostly activity, the Stratosphere Hotel continues to welcome guests from around the world. Its allure is undeniable, combining modern luxury with a rich and complex history. Those who spend time in its halls, whether aware of its reputation or not, may sense the subtle presence of lives that intersected with the building in the past. The energy is quiet, patient, and persistent, a reminder that the stories of those who came before are never entirely gone. The Stratosphere Hotel stands as a testament to human ambition and the mysteries that accompany it. Its towering structure reaches high into the desert sky, yet the history within its walls remains grounded in the experiences of those who worked, stayed, and perished there. Guests who encounter the unexplained are left with a sense of wonder, a mixture of awe at the architectural achievement and respect for the lingering presence that watches from the shadows. The Stratosphere Hotel is more than a landmark in Las Vegas, it is a living connection to the past, a place where the extraordinary and the unexplained coexist, waiting for those who notice the subtle signs of the unseen. In the heart of the city, where the skyscrapers pierce the sky like shards of glass, Dr. Emma Taylor, a renowned astrophysicist, disappeared without a trace. Her office, once a sanctuary of logic and reason, now lay in shambles, papers scattered everywhere, a testament to her frantic search for answers. Her colleagues, a group of brilliant minds, gathered around a whiteboard, trying to make sense of the cryptic messages she left behind. The cryptic messages spoke of an ancient, long-forgotten language, hidden deep within the heart of the forest, a place where the very fabric of reality seemed to unravel. The book, bound in worn leather, its pages yellowed with age, held the secrets of the ancient language, a language that seemed to hold the key to the mystery of Dr. Taylor's disappearance. The investigators, armed with flashlights and a determination to uncover the truth, ventured into the heart of the forest, where the darkness seemed to writhe and twist around them. The symbol, etched into the trunk of a twisted tree, seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy, as if it held the key to the mystery of Dr. Taylor's disappearance. The figures, shrouded in shadow, watched the investigators with an unblinking gaze, their presence seeming to fill the air with an unspeakable horror. The investigators, their faces set with a mix of fear and determination, knew that they were in over their heads, but they pressed on, driven by a desire to uncover the truth. The forest, once a place of beauty and wonder, now seemed to writhe and twist with an otherworldly energy, the investigators' tiny figures in the distance, their fate hanging in the balance. The lead investigator, her face set with a mix of fear and determination, knew that she had to uncover the truth, no matter the cost. As they uncovered the truth, the investigators were met with an aura of malevolent energy, the air thick with an unspeakable horror, their fate hanging in the balance. The lead investigator, her face filled with a sense of wonder and terror, knew that she had uncovered a secret that was meant to remain hidden. As they realized the true horror of their discovery, the investigators were consumed by an aura of malevolent energy, their fate sealed. The lead investigator, her face filled with a sense of despair, knew that she had unleashed a horror beyond her wildest imagination. The Sands Hotel in Las Vegas once stood as a symbol of glamour, entertainment, and the allure of the Strip. In its heyday, it was a place where legendary performers dazzled audiences and the bright lights reflected the dreams of a city on the rise. Now abandoned for decades, the structure has become a silent sentinel of the past, a crumbling monument that still draws curiosity and speculation from those fascinated by the unseen and the unexplained. Despite its emptiness, the Sands Hotel continues to captivate with whispers of the extraordinary. Trespassers and explorers have reported hearing faint music echoing through the empty halls, soft melodies that seem to originate from nowhere. Some describe the sound of applause rising and falling, distant yet distinct, as though the theater within the hotel remains alive with an audience unseen. These phenomena are subtle, often fleeting, yet powerful enough to evoke the memory of an era long past, leaving visitors with a shiver and a sense that the hotel itself remembers every note and cheer it ever hosted. The ghostly presence within the Sands Hotel seems to be tied to its history of entertainment. The grand rooms, once filled with laughter and conversation, now carry a different kind of energy. Shadows move along walls where chandeliers once sparkled, and light flickers in patterns that defy explanation. Some report feeling watched while navigating empty corridors, a weight on the shoulder or a brush of air that is tangible yet untouchable. It is a place where memory and presence intertwine, where the echoes of performers past linger, invisible but undeniably present. Many of the reports focus on specific areas of the hotel. The theater, with its stages and balconies, is a hotspot for paranormal activity. Visitors have recounted hearing footsteps pacing across the stage, as if rehearsals are ongoing in a realm beyond human perception. The rustle of curtains, the creak of floorboards, and the occasional clang of a prop suggest that the building has retained the rhythm of countless performances. Even in the absence of audiences and performers, the hotel seems unwilling to relinquish its history entirely. The lobby and common areas tell their own story of lingering spirits. Once a hub of conversation, champagne glasses, and the soft hum of music. The spaces now exude a sense of anticipation and waiting. Some explorers describe hearing soft voices, fragments of conversations from decades ago, carried by the breeze through broken windows and open doorways. The feeling of unseen company is pervasive. An almost electric tension that grows stronger as one moves deeper into the building. The rooms of the Sands Hotel, now stripped of furnishings and decor, are said to hold personal imprints of those who once stayed. Doors creak open with no human touch, and cold drafts sweep through spaces where no windows are broken. Shadowy figures are occasionally glimpsed at the edge of vision, standing at the threshold or in corners, only to vanish when observed directly. These subtle signs create an atmosphere that is both eerie and compelling, a reminder that the past continues to make itself known even in absence. The outdoor areas surrounding the Sands Hotel are also imbued with stories. Some have reported seeing apparitions near the poolside, figures that glide rather than walk. The gardens and walkways, though overgrown and abandoned, seem to echo the energy of footsteps and laughter. As though the site refuses to be fully forgotten. While many visitors enter seeking thrills or photographic evidence, the experiences at the Sands Hotel are often subtle and psychological, yet profound. The layering of history, energy, and memory creates a cinematic atmosphere where the mind senses what the eyes cannot see. For some, it is a haunting of the imagination, a reflection of the grandeur and excitement that once defined the location. For others, it is undeniably tangible, the sensation of past lives brushing against the present in fleeting, ghostly moments. Even in its decay, the Sands Hotel exudes a unique charm. It is a monument to the legacy of Las Vegas, a structure where the vibrancy of entertainment history meets the intrigue of the unexplained. The echoes of music, laughter, and applause mingle with the quiet sounds of the empty building, crafting a story that is both haunting and beautiful. Each step within the hotel feels like walking alongside history, encountering the lingering spirits of an era that refuses to fade completely. The Sands Hotel remains a place where the past and present coexist in a delicate balance. The music, the shadows, the whispers, and the subtle touches are all reminders that the memories of entertainers, guests, and visitors continue to inhabit the space. For those willing to explore its silent halls, the Sands offers a glimpse into a world where time is fluid, where history lingers, and where the spirits of Las Vegas' golden age are never truly gone. It is a haunting that is both nostalgic and mysterious. A testament to the enduring energy of a city that has always been defined by dreams and spectacle. Walking through the Sands Hotel is to step into a narrative that bridges decades, blending the tangible and the spectral. Every corridor, theater, and room speaks of stories lived and remembered, a chronicle of presence that transcends the boundaries of life and death. The hotel stands as a monument not only to entertainment history but to the subtle, unexplainable experiences that continue to captivate and intrigue those who encounter it, inviting all who enter to witness a haunting that is as enchanting as it is mysterious. The Nevada Hotel in Reno stands as a testament to the city's storied past, its brick and mortar walls echoing with memories of travelers, residents, and the many lives that once passed through its doors. From the outside, it appears as a charming, historic hotel, but those who step inside quickly sense an atmosphere thick with history and lingering presence. Visitors often describe an immediate shift in the air upon entering the lobby. A faint chill seems to drift through the rooms, brushing against the skin even on warm days. The smell of aged wood and old fabrics mixes with the distant sound of footsteps that never seem to belong to anyone visible. The distant sound of footsteps that never seem to belong to anyone visible. The sensation is subtle at first, a quiet awareness that the hotel carries memories far beyond its contemporary role as a lodging place. The sensation is subtle at first, a quiet awareness that the hotel carries memories far beyond its contemporary role as a lodging place. Shadows appear where they should not, often reflected in mirrors or glimpsed out of the corner of the eye. Some guests have reported seeing fleeting shapes in hallways, indistinct forms that vanish when approached. Cold spots linger in certain areas, particularly near stairwells and older sections of the building, as if the energy of past residents refuses to fade with time. The history of the Nevada Hotel is entwined with the growth of Reno itself. Travelers seeking fortune, opportunity, or simply a night's rest brought their energy and stories into the hotel. Some arrived filled with hope, others weighed down by loss or sorrow. Over the decades, countless people have moved through its rooms, leaving impressions that, according to local accounts, still resonate today. The upper floors are particularly noted for their unusual activity. Guests report doors closing and opening without explanation, and the faint scent of tobacco or perfume appearing suddenly in empty hallways. The wooden floors creak with sounds of footsteps that do not match the time of day or the number of guests. Some visitors describe a sensation of being watched, a subtle awareness that unseen eyes are following their movements. Mirrors hold a special reputation within the Nevada Hotel. Many have reported seeing brief, shadowy reflections that do not align with their own movements. The shapes appear and fade so quickly that they are difficult to confirm, yet the effect leaves a lasting impression. Some suggest that mirrors act as portals or thin barriers, reflecting not only the present but fragments of the past. Whispers are occasionally heard in the hallways and rooms. These sounds are often soft, almost indistinguishable from the creaking of the building. Yet there is a rhythm and tone that suggests voices. They speak in phrases that cannot always be made out. Yet the human quality of the sounds creates a sense of connection with those who once inhabited the space. Despite the subtlety of these occurrences, the Nevada Hotel remains a functional and welcoming establishment. Guests may enjoy comfortable accommodations and historic charm by day. Yet by night the building reveals a different aspect of itself. The ambience transforms, and the history that once rested quietly within the walls seems to awaken, sharing its presence with anyone attentive enough to notice. Those who spend time in the hotel's older wings often describe a tangible feeling of continuity. The energy of former travelers and residents seems to intertwine with the modern experience, creating an environment that is simultaneously familiar and unsettling. Every shadow, whisper, and chill feel amplified. Even skeptical visitors report a change in perception while exploring the building. The combination of architectural details, historic atmosphere, and subtle paranormal occurrences creates a space where the imagination and reality overlap. Footsteps that echo without explanation. Lights that flicker at random intervals. And the sensation of unseen presence contribute to the legend of the Nevada Hotel as a place where the past remains very much alive. The stories of ghostly residents and travelers continue because the experiences are consistent and persistent. Staff members recount brief but unexplainable events, and guests often share similar encounters. From fleeting shadows to sudden temperature drops. These shared experiences lend credibility to the idea that the hotel retains the imprint of those who once called it home. Walking through the corridors, one can sense the weight of time and memory. Each room, stairwell, and hallway carries echoes of laughter, conversation, and quiet moments from decades past. The subtle disturbances of footsteps, cold drafts, shifting shadows serve as reminders that human energy can linger long after a person has departed. The Nevada Hotel is more than a building, it is a vessel of history, memory, and unresolved presence. The interplay of the old and the new, the living and the lingering, creates an experience that is at once haunting and captivating. It invites visitors to observe, reflect, and perhaps sense the lives that continue to echo within its walls. By night, the hotel takes on a cinematic quality. Hallways seem longer, shadows deeper, and the sounds of the past more pronounced. The faint flicker of lights, unexplained creaks, and sudden chills transform a stay into an encounter with history itself. Guests are reminded that the Nevada Hotel is not merely a place of lodging but a place where time and memory converge. Ultimately, the Nevada Hotel offers the experience that blends history, mystery, and the unexplained. Every shadow, whisper, and chill connects visitors to the lives of those who have passed through before. It is a space where the presence of the past is tangible, subtle, and ever-present, inviting exploration and reflection for all who enter its doors. For those who dare to look beyond the surface, the Nevada Hotel in Reno reveals itself. The spirits of former residents and travelers are not malevolent but persistent. Woven into the fabric of the building. Every hallway, mirror, and room holds a story, waiting for the next guest to notice. Listen, and perhaps feel the echoes of a past that refuses to fade. The Goldfield Hotel stands as a relic of the past, its once grand facade now worn and weathered by time. Nestled in the heart of Goldfield, Nevada, the hotel was once a hub of activity, bustling with miners, travelers, and businessmen seeking fortune in the desert town. Its walls bore witness to the highs and lows of human ambition, but they also absorbed the shadows of tragedy, violence, and unexplained deaths that would come to define its reputation. Walking through the hotel today, the first impression is one of stillness and decay. Dust coats the floors, and broken furniture rests in corners, remnants of a bygone era. Yet beneath the silence, visitors speak of a presence that refuses to leave, as if the building itself remembers the lives that once moved within its walls. The Goldfield Hotel has become a place where history and the supernatural seem to intersect, drawing those who are curious about its darker stories. Reports from guests and explorers paint a picture of eerie activity. Flickering lights in empty hallways often appear without explanation, creating shadows that dance across peeling wallpaper. Some describe hearing whispers when alone in rooms, soft voices that carry through the silence, suggesting a conversation just out of reach. These experiences are subtle yet persistent, leaving those who encounter them with a sense of unease and wonder. The hotel's history of violent events contributes to its haunted reputation. Murders and sudden deaths occurred in its prime, events that left a mark not only on the town but on the building itself. Each room holds stories of lives interrupted and moments frozen in time, and it is these histories that seem to echo in the modern day. Visitors often feel watched, as if unseen eyes are tracking their movements along the long, dimly lit corridors. The architecture of the Goldfield Hotel amplifies the sensation of the paranormal. Narrow hallways, high ceilings, and stairwells that creak with the slightest movement all create an atmosphere that feels alive. Even without any living presence, the building seems to breathe, exhaling whispers of the past that ripple through empty rooms. Footsteps echo in unpredictable patterns. And doors sometimes swing open or closed with no human touch. The effect is disorienting yet compelling, drawing guests deeper into the history embedded within the walls. Some visitors have recounted encounters that go beyond sounds and flickering lights. Apparitions have been glimpsed in corners, figures dressed in clothing of a previous century, appearing for a brief moment before vanishing into the shadows. The images are fleeting but vivid, leaving a lasting impression and a sense that the hotel is more than just abandoned, it is inhabited by memories. These glimpses often coincide with the areas where violent events took place, suggesting a lingering attachment to the moments that shaped the hotel's dark past. The Goldfield Hotel's exterior contributes to the eerie experience as well. Its facade, once vibrant and welcoming, now appears stark against the desert landscape. The windows, some broken and others clouded with dust, reflect light in strange ways at night, creating illusions of movement. Walkways creak underfoot. And the desert wind carries sounds that are easily mistaken for voices. Together, these elements create an environment that blurs the line between reality and imagination, encouraging visitors to feel the presence of the past in every shadow. Exploring the hotel during quiet hours intensifies the sensation of the supernatural. The building's layout allows sounds to travel unpredictably. Footsteps or whispers seeming to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. Rooms on the upper floors are often reported as particularly active, with unexplained chills and sudden drops in temperature. These occurrences are not violent or aggressive, but they create a palpable tension. A reminder that the history of the Goldfield Hotel is embedded in every surface, waiting to be sensed. The stories surrounding the Goldfield Hotel have been passed down for decades, attracting historians, ghost hunters, and curious travelers. Each person experiences the building differently, yet common threads emerge. Lights flicker, sounds echo, and a sense of presence lingers long after the visitor has left. These phenomena invite reflection on the impermanence of life, the intensity of human experiences, and the way memories can persist in physical spaces. Despite its abandoned state, the Goldfield Hotel continues to command attention. It is a reminder that history is never truly silent, that buildings can carry the weight of human emotion, tragedy, and life itself. The whispers, shadows, and flickering lights are not merely pranks of the mind but an invitation to connect with a past that is complex, dark, and unforgettable. Visitors leave the Goldfield Hotel with a sense of having glimpsed something beyond the ordinary, a place where the line between the living and the departed blurs. It stands as a monument to the stories of those who walked its halls before, a place where history and mystery are entwined. The abandoned corridors, creaking stairwells, and dimly lit rooms hold secrets that continue to intrigue, offering both a window into the past and a chilling reminder of the enduring presence of those who came before. The Goldfield Hotel is more than a building, it is a living memory of a violent and storied past. Each flickering light, whispering shadow, and unexplained sound serves as a testament to the lives and tragedies that shaped it. For those who enter its doors, the experience is both haunting and captivating, an encounter with a history that refuses to be forgotten, lingering in every corner and echoing long after the last footstep fades. The story. I use this article to create a AI voiceover. So, give some breathing space and properly a pace and use properly. So, no part at Eichel in at Eichel in at icy al all at once. The script for this project is now complete in its final form. Now awaiting your approval to review the project and its entirety to be approved for use in your life and world as well as it is supposed to be. The Thunderbird Hotel in Las Vegas stands as a relic of a bygone era, a place where neon lights once dazzled and the air was thick with anticipation. Its corridors and suites still echoing the laughter, excitement, and occasional despair of decades past. Beneath the glimmering FAA sectionade, however, the building holds secrets that many visitors have sensed but few can fully explain. Guests entering the hotel often speak of an unusual stillness that hangs in the air, a tension that seems to follow them through the hallways. The sound of footsteps in empty corridors is one of the most common experiences reported. The steps are deliberate and measured, echoing softly against the walls, yet when followed, they lead to rooms and hallways that remain empty. The effect is subtle but persistent, a gentle reminder that the history of the hotel is never truly gone. Shadow figures are another frequent phenomenon. Visitors have described fleeting glimpses of silhouettes moving just beyond the edge of vision. They drift through suites and lounge areas, pausing as if observing, then vanishing before anyone can make direct contact. These figures are often reported during the quiet hours of the night when the bustle of Las Vegas has faded. And the hotel seems suspended in a different time, where echoes of the past intermingle with the present. Apparitions of former gamblers and performers appear sporadically, adding to the hotel's mystique. Some guests see them near gaming tables long removed from use, their movements fluid yet intangible. Others encounter performers from decades past, dressed in period clothing, walking down hallways as if rehearsing for a show that will never arrive. These apparitions are not menacing, but their presence is palpable, a reminder of the lives that once animated the hotel's walls. The suites themselves carry stories of the past. Guests often feel the sensation of being watched, a subtle awareness that something unseen is observing them. Doors open or close without warning, and lights flicker in the middle of the night, creating an atmosphere that is both eerie and mesmerizing. Mirrors occasionally reflect movements that do not belong to anyone present, and soft murmurs have been reported, drifting through the rooms like whispers of memories unwilling to fade. Hallways and stairwells amplify the sense of the uncanny. The architecture of the hotel, with its long corridors and quiet corners, creates spaces where shadows play tricks on the mind. Cold drafts sweep through areas with no discernible source, and the faint scent of cigar smoke or perfume has been noticed, lingering long after any living guest has passed. These subtle experiences form a pattern that is difficult to dismiss, suggesting that the history of the Thunderbird Hotel is not confined to books or photographs, but continues to live on within the building itself. The hotel's lounge and entertainment areas have their own share of unusual phenomena. Patrons have reported hearing applause or the faint strains of music from rooms left untouched for years. Staff members have recounted similar experiences, noting that even after the building is empty, the feeling of a presence remains. As if the hotel itself remembers the nights of performance and excitement that once defined it. Guests who have stayed for extended periods often speak of a sense of connection to the past. They notice objects slightly out of place, or sense movements at the edge of perception. These experiences are not aggressive, yet they carry an unmistakable weight, creating a feeling that the hotel's spirits are observing rather than interacting. There is a rhythm to their presence, a pattern that seems tied to the daily life of the hotel when it was at its peak, keeping the memory of that era alive in subtle, sometimes unsettling ways. Even the exterior of the Thunderbird Hotel contributes to its haunting reputation. The neon signage, though less vibrant than in its heyday, glows faintly at night. Visitors report seeing figures near the edges of the property, sometimes fleetingly illuminated by passing headlights. The combination of light and shadow, along with the quiet hum of the city beyond, creates an atmosphere that is simultaneously nostalgic and eerie, as if the hotel exists in a liminal space between the present and the echoes of its own history. The Thunderbird Hotel is more than a building, it is a repository of stories, memories, and lingering presences. Guests who experience the subtle manifestations of the past often describe a mixture of awe and unease, a realization that the lives and events that shaped the hotel are not entirely confined to history. Each step in its hallways, each glance down a long corridor, is a chance to witness the traces left by those who came before. This small, iconic hotel reminds us that even in the heart of a bustling city, spaces exist where the past quietly persists. The Thunderbird Hotel continues to welcome visitors, offering them more than just a place to sleep. It offers a glimpse into another time, a connection to the spirits of gamblers, performers, and travelers whose stories remain etched into the very walls. The experience is subtle yet unforgettable, a blend of history, mystery, and the lingering presence of those who never truly left, quietly roaming the halls of the Thunderbird Hotel in Las Vegas. The Pioneer Hotel in Laughlin is a place where the past lingers quietly in empty halls and dimly lit rooms. Once a bustling hub of travelers, entertainment, and late-night gatherings, it now carries a different energy, one that is subtle yet undeniably present. Visitors to the hotel often report an eerie sensation. As if the building itself remembers every conversation, every laugh, and every footstep that ever passed through its doors. The bar areas, long abandoned, seem to hold echoes of activity from decades ago. Guests have described seeing ghostly figures moving behind the counters, polishing glasses and arranging bottles with meticulous care. The clink of glasses and the soft shuffle of shoes on the floor are heard when no one else is present. Sometimes, the faint sound of laughter drifts from the empty space, mingling with the shadows that shift along the walls. The atmosphere is charged, almost as if the hotel is still operating in a realm unseen by the living. Corridors and hallways are no less alive with paranormal activity. Sometimes pacing back and forth, other times approaching and receding as though someone is following the path of an invisible guest. Their presence suggested only by a fleeting shadow or the sense of being observed. Such as lounges, theaters, and gaming halls. The guest rooms carry their own stories of lingering spirits. Doors may open and close with no human touch. And cold drafts sweep across the floors in unexpected bursts. In some rooms, the faint scent of perfume or tobacco lingers. A sensory imprint of guests who once stayed there. Figures are sometimes glimpsed near windows or at the edge of the bed, vanishing when attention turns fully toward them. These subtle disturbances create a sense of intimacy. A quiet reminder that the hotel retains the essence of those who occupied it long ago. The hotel's exterior and surrounding spaces contribute to its haunting presence. Balconies overlook empty streets where the quiet hum of the desert night is punctuated by fleeting sounds of movement. Occasionally, explorers report seeing silhouettes against the glass doors and windows, figures that seem to observe the world from within, never interacting but always present. The architecture itself, with its corridors, alcoves, and staircases, seems to guide the wandering spirits, offering them passage while maintaining the hotel's mysterious charm. Many of the experiences described by visitors are not violent or threatening, but rather suggest a delicate layering of history and memory. The Pioneer Hotel has a reputation for maintaining a connection to its past, a lingering energy that reflects the lives of those who lived, worked, and celebrated within its walls. Even in the silence of night, there is an undeniable presence that is both captivating and unsettling, inviting those who enter to acknowledge the invisible history that surrounds them. The hotel's dining and patrons have reported hearing the faint hum of conversations, the scrape of chairs, and the gentle clatter of silverware. As though time itself has left a trace that continues to replay. Under the right conditions. As though the sense of life persisting beyond the physical is strong. The Pioneer Hotel's hallways are labyrinthine, offering endless opportunities for spectral encounters. Shadows dart across walls, lights flicker inexplicably, and objects occasionally shift slightly. Some visitors report feeling a presence at their side, a gentle pressure or brush of air, accompanied by the sense that someone is quietly guiding them through the space. The combination of architecture, history, and human memory creates an immersive environment that blurs the line between the seen and unseen. Those who venture deeper into the hotel often describe a mixture of awe and unease. The structure is a relic of a vibrant past, yet it is inhabited by something more than just memory. Laughter, footsteps, and whispers intermingle with the creaking of the building, composing a symphony of subtle hauntings that tell the story of the hotel's enduring life beyond human occupancy. Exploring the Pioneer Hotel is to encounter a place where time is fluid and history is tangible. Every corner, every room, and every shadow holds the imprint of those who once animated the space. The building stands as a monument not only to the social and cultural life of Laughlin but also to the subtle, mysterious phenomena that persist long after the laughter and music have faded. Visitors leave with a sense of having brushed against another realm, a lingering awareness that the Pioneer Hotel is alive in ways the eye cannot fully perceive. The Pioneer Hotel remains a testament to memory, energy, and the unseen. It is a place where the spirits of staff and guests continue to interact with the living, their presence faint but undeniable. For those willing to explore its silent corridors and empty rooms, the hotel offers a unique window into the past. A haunting that is at once gentle and compelling, mysterious yet richly connected to the stories of those who walked its floors long before. It is a reminder that even in the quietest corners, history and spirit can coexist, inviting us to witness and reflect upon the lingering echoes of life once lived. The Nugget Hotel in Reno is more than just a destination for travelers seeking comfort and entertainment. Behind its vibrant FAA section Ade and bustling casino floors, the building holds an atmosphere steeped in history and whispered tales of the past, creating an environment where the present and the past coexist in subtle, often unexplainable ways. Guests entering the hotel sometimes notice a sudden drop in temperature. A chill that seems to move through hallways and staircases without any logical source. These cold drafts are fleeting yet persistent, brushing against the skin, and leaving a sense of awareness that something unseen may be nearby. Many who have experienced them describe a feeling of being watched or followed. A subtle presence just beyond perception. Shadowy figures are occasionally reported in the hallways and corners of the hotel. They are rarely seen in full, more often glimpsed from the corner of an eye or reflected in mirrors. The shapes resemble miners of long ago or past patrons, their movements slow and deliberate, as though retracing steps taken decades before. The brief appearances vanish when approached, leaving behind a faint sense of energy that lingers in the space. The history of the Nugget Hotel intertwines with the broader story of Reno itself. Established in a region shaped by mining, gambling, and opportunity. Miners seeking fortune, travelers seeking leisure, and residents passing through for business all contributed to the tapestry of energy that some believe continues to inhabit the hotel. Unexplained sounds are a common occurrence. Doors may open or close on their own, and the floors sometimes creak with footsteps when no one is present. These auditory phenomena are often accompanied by faint whispers, too soft to fully understand yet unmistakably human in quality. They serve as reminders that the hotel is alive in ways beyond the ordinary, carrying the impressions of those who have long since departed. Certain areas of the hotel are noted for heightened activity. Stairwells, particularly those in older sections of the building, are often associated with sudden cold spots and fleeting shadows. Guests passing through these areas frequently describe a sensation of being brushed past by something invisible, a presence that is felt more than seen. The combination of architecture, history, and subtle paranormal activity creates an atmosphere that is both intriguing and unnerving. Mirrors within the Nugget Hotel hold a reputation for unusual reflections. Some guests have reported seeing movements that do not match their own or glimpses of figures standing behind them, only to disappear when turned toward. These moments are brief but impactful, leaving a lasting impression that the hotel contains layers of unseen life intertwined with the familiar. The casino floor and public areas, while lively and illuminated, contrast sharply with the quieter sections of the hotel where activity is most frequently noted. In empty hallways and deserted rooms, sounds echo differently, and shadows seem to take on a life of their own. Visitors who explore these spaces report heightened awareness, feeling as though the hotel's past residents are observing, retracing their footsteps, and asserting a subtle presence in the modern environment. Longtime staff members share stories that mirror those of guests. Maintenance crews have recounted doors closing unexpectedly, objects shifting without cause, and the sensation of being followed along hallways. Housekeeping staff have noted that rooms sometimes feel colder than their surroundings, as though the memory of past occupants persists in the very air. These accounts, consistent across years, suggest that the hotel's energy is enduring and tangible. The design of the Nugget Hotel amplifies the mysterious atmosphere. Light plays a role as well, casting shadows in unexpected ways and sometimes highlighting areas where previous visitors or figures of the past might appear. The combination of physical space and lingering energy shapes the experience for those willing to notice. Visitors who spend time alone in the older wings often describe a heightened sense of history. The rooms, staircases, and hallways contain echoes of laughter, conversations, and footsteps from decades past. While not malevolent, the presence of these echoes is undeniable, offering a glimpse into lives that have intersected with the hotel's ongoing story. It is a quiet reminder that some places retain the energy of human experience long after the individuals themselves are gone. The Nugget Hotel, by night, transforms into a space where reality and memory intertwine. Hallways feel longer, shadows deeper, and faint sounds more pronounced. Cold drafts, flickering lights, and subtle movements create a cinematic quality, immersing visitors in an environment where history seems tangible. Guests often find themselves pausing, sensing that the building is much more than a hotel, it is a vessel of stories and lingering presence. It is a vessel of stories and lingering presence. Ultimately, the Nugget Hotel offers an experience that blends history, mystery, and the unexplainable. Every hallway, stairwell, and room holds traces of the past, from miners who worked the nearby hills to travelers who have long since left. The subtle occurrences, shadows, cold drafts, and whispered sounds serve as a bridge connecting the present to a past that continues to assert itself in quiet, persistent ways. For those attentive enough, the Nugget Hotel reveals layers of history and presence. The spirits of miners and past guests are not threatening but enduring, offering a sense of continuity and connection with the lives that have come before. Every step taken in the hallways, every glance in a mirror, and every unexplained chill is a reminder that the hotel is alive with memories and echoes that refuse to fade. In the end, the Nugget Hotel stands as a remarkable intersection of past and present, history and mystery. Invite visitors to experience not only comfort and hospitality but also the subtle, haunting presence of those who remain intertwined with its story. Those who walk its halls may feel watched, sense movement in the shadows, or hear the soft echo of footsteps long gone. Discover a place where the past is never truly absent and the living are only part of the ongoing tale. The Mizpah Saloon rooms stand as a testament to Tonopah's storied past, a place where the echoes of history seem to linger in every corner. Built during the mining boom, the hotel and its saloon rooms quickly became a hub for travelers, miners, and those seeking fortune in the desert town. Its reputation was built not only on hospitality but also on the tales of tragedy, violence, and unexplained occurrences that would follow it through the decades. Walking through the Mizpah today, one is struck by a sense of presence that goes beyond the visible. The lobby still retains its historic charm, with wooden beams and worn floors hinting at the countless footsteps that have crossed its threshold. But it is the upper floors, the saloon rooms, that draw the attention of those intrigued by the supernatural. Guests have reported an array of eerie phenomena, from soft, inexplicable scratching noises to footsteps echoing down empty hallways. These sounds seem to have no source, yet they are persistent, filling the quiet night with a sense of being watched. The rooms themselves are steeped in history. Each door, each window, carries the weight of past occupants, some of whom met untimely or violent ends. The walls seem to hold on to these memories, whispering fragments of life that have long since passed. Visitors have described feeling sudden chills, cold air moving through the rooms even when windows are closed, as if the past is brushing against the present. The atmosphere is heavy yet captivating, a delicate balance of fascination and unease. Some guests have encountered more direct manifestations. Shadows move along the corners of rooms, lingering just long enough to suggest a form before fading into darkness. Soft murmurs and distant voices can be heard at times, words just out of comprehension, carrying a tone of longing or warning. These experiences are never overtly aggressive, but they are vivid enough to imprint on the memory, leaving an impression of a place where the living and the departed coexist in silent dialogue. These experiences are never overtly aggressive, but they are vivid enough to imprint on the memory, leaving an impression of a place where the living and the departed coexist in silent dialogue. The Mizpah saloon room's architecture enhances the sense of the paranormal. Narrow hallways with creaking floors, high ceilings, and intricate woodwork create spaces where sound travels unpredictably. Footsteps seem to approach and recede without explanation, and doors sometimes swing open or closed with no visible cause. The layering of these elements creates an environment that feels alive, as though the building itself is aware of each visitor's presence, observing and responding in subtle, uncanny ways. Historically, the Mizpah has been a witness to countless human stories. The saloon rooms were once lively with laughter, conversation, and music. Yet they also bore witness to disputes, heartbreak, and occasional violence. This duality of life and death, celebration and sorrow, seems to resonate within the walls. Guests today feel the weight of these histories, experiencing an atmosphere where the past is tangible, pressing just beyond the ordinary perception. The stories shared by those who stay in the Mizpah are both diverse and consistent. Many recount being awakened by scratching sounds along the walls, or the sensation of unseen footsteps pacing just outside their rooms. Some have reported hearing the low murmur of conversations that dissolve when they attempt to investigate, leaving only silence in their wake. Others have glimpsed fleeting shadows, figures appearing momentarily near the doorway or at the foot of the bed before vanishing. Each account adds to the collective understanding of the saloon rooms as a space that retains the echoes of its past. Even the environment surrounding the Mizpah contributes to the experience. Tonopah's desert nights are quiet, the wind carrying sounds in unexpected ways. When combined with the hotel's architecture, the result is a heightened sensitivity to the unseen. Guests often describe a feeling of being observed, a subtle tension that builds as the night progresses. The interplay between the physical building, the surrounding landscape, and the lingering histories creates a unique atmosphere, one that invites reflection on mortality, memory, and the persistence of human presence. Despite its reputation, the Mizpah saloon rooms continue. The Mizpah continues to welcome visitors, drawing those intrigued by both history and the unexplained. Each encounter, whether it involves sounds, shadows, or an inexplicable chill, is a reminder of the hotel's enduring connection to its past. The phenomena are never intrusive, but they are compelling, prompting curiosity and awe. The Mizpah exists not merely as a structure of wood and stone but as a vessel of memory, where the lives and stories of those who came before remain present in subtle, haunting ways. Walking through the upper floors, guests sense that the Mizpah is alive with history. The scratches on the walls, the echoes of footsteps, and the shadows that flit just beyond sight are not accidents of the imagination but whispers of a past that refuses to be forgotten. Each night spent in the saloon rooms becomes a dialogue with history, a quiet conversation between the living and the spirits who linger. The hotel stands as a reminder that some places carry the weight of human experience long after their time has passed. The Mizpah saloon rooms, with their restless spirits and inexplicable occurrences, are a testament to the enduring presence of the past. Visitors leave with a sense of having touched something beyond the ordinary, a connection to a place where history and the supernatural intertwine. The scratches, footsteps, and fleeting shadows continue to linger, ensuring that the Mizpah saloon rooms remain a captivating and enigmatic destination for all who enter. You can't believe the things I'm about to tell you, but I'm telling you anyway. They're the darkest secrets of Sin City, and they're going to blow your mind. I've seen things that would make your blood run cold, things that would make you question your sanity. This city is a monster, a creature that feeds on the hopes and dreams of its inhabitants. They're the ones who run the city, who pull the strings from behind the scenes. But I'm not just talking about the politicians and the business leaders. I'm talking about the ordinary people, the ones who are just trying to make a living in this city. They're the ones who are being consumed by this city, who are being slowly driven mad by its secrets. But I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to expose the secrets of this city, no matter what it takes. Join me, and together we'll uncover the darkest secrets of Sin City. Beneath the neon, beneath the lights, there's a world of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Let's go beneath the neon, and uncover the secrets of Sin City. Beneath the neon, beneath the lights, there's a world of secrets waiting to be uncovered. The Desert Gold Hotel in Pahrump stands as a relic of a time long past, its walls holding the echoes of laughter, music, and the footsteps of countless visitors who once filled its halls. Today, the building sits abandoned, yet the air within its corridors carries a peculiar energy. Despite its emptiness, sounds of distant laughter and faint strains of music are reported by those who dare to step inside. The experience is both unsettling and mesmerizing, as though the hotel refuses to let go of its past. Guests and explorers who wander through the hotel describe an atmosphere thick with anticipation and unease. Hallways stretch into shadows, and the faintest noises seem amplified in the stillness. Doors creak on their own, swaying slightly even without a breeze, and objects occasionally shift as if guided by invisible hands. Visitors feel a presence nearby, subtle yet persistent, as though the walls themselves remember the events that once filled this space with life. Shadowy figures are frequently observed, lingering at the edges of perception. Some appear near the old lounge areas, drifting slowly through rooms once alive with conversation and music. Others move along the long corridors, their forms indistinct but unmistakably human. These figures are not threatening, but their appearance evokes a profound awareness that the past is still very much present, quietly observing the living. The hotel's abandoned suites hold their own mysteries. Guests often sense cold drafts sweeping through rooms without explanation, carrying with them faint echoes of conversation and laughter. Occasionally, the soft hum of music is heard, originating from no visible source, filling the air with a haunting yet familiar melody. Mirrors reflect movements that do not belong to anyone present, creating an unsettling sensation of being watched, as though invisible eyes are following every step. In the lobby and common areas, the atmosphere is charged with a lingering energy that defies explanation. Visitors report hearing soft footsteps along the worn carpets. Footsteps that stop and start unpredictably. The old furniture seems to shift subtly, as though the building itself breathes, remembering the countless guests who once gathered here. Even the faint scent of perfume or cigar smoke has been detected, lingering long after the living have departed, a spectral reminder of the past. Explorers have recounted moments where the hotel appears to come alive. The faint strains of piano music, the laughter of unseen patrons, and the soft creak of a swinging door create an immersive experience. These occurrences are subtle, never overwhelming, but they leave a lasting impression, convincing many that the Desert Gold Hotel harbors more than just memories. It holds fragments of the lives that once animated it, caught somewhere between the past and the present. The corridors themselves play tricks on perception. Shadows shift in the corners of the eyes, and familiar patterns of light from the setting sun or passing vehicles outside can create fleeting illusions of movement. Cold spots emerge unpredictably, contrasting with the warmth of the desert sun outside. These physical sensations enhance the sense of mystery, making the exploration of the hotel an experience that engages both the mind and the senses. Even outside, the Desert Gold Hotel casts a presence that is difficult to ignore. The surrounding area, quiet and desolate, amplifies the impression that this place exists partially in another realm, a threshold where the living and the echoes of the past intersect. Despite its abandonment, the hotel continues to draw those intrigued by its haunted reputation. Visitors describe a mix of curiosity and unease, aware that the building's history is layered with the joys and sorrows of its former guests. Each step inside the hotel is a step through time, where the laughter, music, and movements of the past linger just beyond perception. The Desert Gold Hotel becomes more than a structure, it becomes a living memory, a space where the boundaries between the present and the past blur in subtle and captivating ways. The Desert Gold Hotel in Pahrump serves as a reminder that places carry the essence of those who inhabit them. Its abandoned halls, ghostly melodies, and shadowed figures are not merely remnants of a bygone era but living traces of memories that refuse to fade. Each visitor who experiences these phenomena becomes part of the hotel's ongoing story, witnessing a history that is neither entirely gone nor fully tangible. In the quiet of the desert night, the Desert Gold Hotel continues to echo. A haunting presence that captivates, intrigues, and leaves an indelible mark on all who venture within its walls. The Pioneer Mining Hotel in Virginia City stands as a monument to a bygone era of hard work, ambition, and the inherent dangers of the mining life. Its walls, constructed from timber and stone, hold the weight of countless stories, some filled with laughter and celebration, others marked by tragedy and loss. Guests who walk its halls today often speak of a presence that is palpable, a lingering energy left behind by miners who toiled and, in some cases, perished within the town and its surrounding mines. Entering the hotel, one can immediately sense the layers of history embedded in the building. The floors creak with age. And the scent of old wood mingles with the faint, metallic tang of the past. Hallways stretch with an almost deliberate silence. Yet visitors describe hearing faint noises that defy explanation. Some report the rhythmic tapping of pickaxes echoing in empty corridors. As if miners continue their work unseen. These sounds are subtle, sometimes blending with the natural settling of the old structure. Yet they are distinct enough to draw attention and curiosity. Rooms in the Pioneer Mining Hotel carry their own spectral activity. Guests often describe sudden drops in temperature, accompanied by the sense of being watched. Shadows flicker at the edges of vision, moving in ways that cannot be accounted for by light or architecture. In certain rooms, whispers seem to rise from the walls themselves, soft voices speaking in a language that feels familiar but is never fully comprehensible. These occurrences create an intimate and unsettling experience, as if the hotel is sharing its memories with those willing to notice. The public spaces of the hotel, such as lounges and former dining halls, are equally alive with impressions of the past. Chairs may shift slightly, as though someone has just stood. And the faint echo of conversation seems to hang in the air long after the rooms have emptied. Visitors have reported seeing fleeting figures moving among the tables, vanishing when approached, leaving only a lingering sense of presence. The hotel's history as a gathering place for miners and travelers contributes to this feeling. Blending human activity with the unresolved energy of those who met untimely ends. The surrounding area of Virginia City adds to the haunting atmosphere of the hotel. The creaking of old wooden structures, the whisper of wind through narrow streets, and the distant clatter of tools combine to form an environment where the past feels remarkably close. Guests at the Pioneer Mining Hotel often find that the boundary between the hotel and the town blurs, creating a continuous space where history and the present intermingle. Encounters at the hotel are rarely aggressive but instead convey a quiet persistence. The spirits of miners appear to replay fragments of their daily routines, echoing the toil and camaraderie that defined their lives. The sound of footsteps, sometimes heavy and deliberate, sometimes quick and uncertain, resonates through the halls. Whispers of conversations long past float in the air, creating an atmosphere that is both eerie and profoundly human. Visitors often describe feeling as though they are part of a living history, witnessing events that exist alongside the present in a subtle, almost imperceptible way. Certain rooms and corridors are consistently noted for unusual activity. Pickaxes, tools, and mining equipment seem to make their presence known even when no one is near. Faint outlines of figures may appear near the walls or at the ends of hallways, only to vanish when observed directly. The interplay of light and shadow in the hotel amplifies these sensations, making ordinary corners and doorways feel charged with meaning. It is in these moments that the hotel's unique character as a haunted site becomes most tangible, as the past asserts itself without overwhelming the visitor. The hotel also holds stories of personal tragedy, adding depth to its haunted reputation. Miners who lost their lives in accidents or sudden collapses are believed to linger, their presence manifesting in subtle yet unmistakable ways. Visitors have reported hearing muffled cries or a sense of urgency in the otherwise still air. These experiences are often accompanied by cold drafts and sudden shifts in atmosphere, reinforcing the feeling that the hotel is more than just a building, but a repository of memory and emotion. Exploring the Pioneer Mining Hotel is an exercise in observation and patience. It invites visitors to slow down, to notice fleeting shadows, and the quiet energy that permeates every room. Every creak, whisper, and flicker of light seems to tell a story, drawing attention to the lives that shaped the building and the community around it. The Pioneer Mining Hotel remains a testament to the resilience and spirit of Virginia City's mining past. It stands as a place where history is felt as much as it is seen, where the lives of those who labored and suffered continue to touch the present. For those willing to listen and observe, the hotel offers a profound encounter with a past that is ever present, a haunting that is as much about remembrance as it is about mystery. In its halls, the echoes of Minersa footsteps and whispered words serve as reminders that the stories of those who came before never truly fade. And that in the Pioneer Mining Hotel, the past is always just around the corner. ChatGPT said. "I sent no headings, disclaimers, introductions, or notes, never use. I sent no headings, disclaimers, introductions, or notes, never use. This article to create a AI voiceover, so give some breathing a pace and use. Properly. I sent no headings, disclaimers, introductions, or notes, never use. This article to create a AI voiceover, so give some breathing a pace and use. Properly. I sent no headings, disclaimers, introductions, or notes, never use." The Sahara Hotel in Las Vegas was once a vibrant hub of entertainment, where lights shimmered along the strip and the sounds of music, laughter, and applause filled the air. Though decades have passed since its closure, the building still holds traces of the energy that once defined it. Many who visit report a lingering presence, a sense that the hotel has not entirely relinquished its former guests or entertainers. Walking through the empty halls, visitors often notice sudden shifts in temperature, a cold draft that seems to move independently through the corridors. It is fleeting yet unmistakable, brushing past with an almost deliberate touch. Those who experience it frequently describe a feeling of being observed, as though unseen eyes follow every step along the carpeted floors. Apparitions are commonly reported near mirrors and in vacant rooms. Guests have seen figures in period clothing, performers who might have graced the stages decades ago, or patrons still enjoying the spaces they once frequented. These figures are rarely fully visible, often glimpsed in the corner of an eye or reflected subtly, only to vanish when approached. The brief appearances leave a lasting impression, a reminder that the hotel retains more than just its architectural form. The Sahara Hotel's history intertwines with the broader story of Las Vegas itself. Once a destination for performers, gamblers, and travelers seeking excitement, the hotel hosted countless lives that have left their mark in subtle ways. Entertainers who performed night after night, guests who celebrated and lamented within its walls, all contributed to a lingering energy that seems to permeate the building to this day. Sounds are another element of the hotel's enduring presence. Doors may close unexpectedly, and floors sometimes creak with footsteps when no one is present. Occasionally, faint whispers drift through the air, too soft to fully discern but undeniably human in quality. These auditory phenomena serve as reminders that the hotel carries traces of those who once lived within it. Their presence both tangible and ethereal. Certain areas of the building are particularly associated with activity. Stairwells and hallways, especially those less frequently visited, are prone to sudden chills and fleeting shadows. Guests passing through these spaces often describe sensations of being brushed past by something invisible, a presence that is sensed more than seen. It is in these quiet moments that the hotel's history becomes most palpable, and the boundary between past and present feels thin. Mirrors throughout the hotel seem to hold a special significance. Reflections sometimes reveal movements or figures that are not physically present. A guest may glance into a mirror and see a shadow shift behind them, only for it to disappear when turned toward. These experiences, brief yet intense, contribute to the sense that the Sahara Hotel is more than a bodega. It is a living repository of memories and energy that persists long after its closure. While the casino floors and public areas once thrived with light and sound, the quiet wings of the hotel now amplify the subtle signs of lingering presence. In deserted rooms and hallways, ordinary sounds become magnified. Shadows deepen. And the feeling of being accompanied by unseen entities becomes more pronounced. Visitors often report heightened awareness, sensing the weight of history pressing gently upon them as they move through the spaces. Staff members who have worked in or around the hotel share stories that echo those of guests. Maintenance crews have witnessed doors closing without explanation, and objects shifting in empty rooms. Cleaning personnel have noted rooms that feel inexplicably cold, as though past occupants continue to inhabit them in ways beyond the physical. These consistent accounts across decades suggest that the hotel's energy is enduring and persistent, weaving the past into the present. The design of the Sahara Hotel contributes to its haunting atmosphere. Long corridors, high ceilings, and expansive rooms create spaces where shadows take on depth. The play of light and reflection adds an additional layer of mystery, highlighting areas where past figures may appear. Areas where whispers seem to linger just beyond perception. The architecture, combined with history, forms an environment rich in tension and intrigue. Those who spend time alone in the older sections of the hotel often report a profound sense of history. Empty rooms, staircases, and hallways seem to contain echoes of laughter, music, and conversation from decades past. These echoes are not threatening but persistent, offering visitors a glimpse into lives that intersected with the hotel's vibrant era. Each experience becomes a reminder that some places retain the energy of human presence far longer than expected. By night, the Sahara Hotel transforms into a space where past and present coexist. Hallways appear longer, shadows move differently, and subtle sounds take on a haunting clarity. The cold drafts, mirror apparitions, and faint footsteps create an atmosphere of cinematic tension, immersing visitors in a story where the boundaries between what is seen and unseen blur. The Sahara Hotel is a living memory, preserving traces of entertainers, guests, and everyday moments that occurred within its walls. The apparitions, whispers, and chills are not simply coincidences, they are signs of enduring presence, reminders that the history of the building is active and perceptible to those who notice. Every step in a hallway, every glance into a mirror, and every unexplained movement is a connection to the lives that have left an imprint on the space. Ultimately, the Sahara Hotel stands as a testament to the persistence of memory and energy. It invites exploration beyond the ordinary, revealing the layers of life that continue to occupy its rooms. Visitors may sense shadows, hear footsteps, or feel chills, discovering a place where the past lingers and the present becomes intertwined with decades of history. It is a hotel where the stories of performers and patrons endure, creating an atmosphere that is both mysterious and captivating. And a reminder that some places never truly let go of those who once called them home. The Plaza Hotel in Reno stands as an emblem of history and mystery, its grand FAA Section A hinting at stories that stretch back decades. Once a bustling center of commerce and leisure, the hotel now carries a reputation for the unexplained, drawing visitors intrigued by whispers of hauntings and strange occurrences. Its corridors and rooms hold more than just the memories of guests and employees, they seem to harbor the presence of a former owner whose influence lingers long after life has passed. The Plaza Hotel in Reno stands as an emblem of history and mystery, its grand FAA Section A hinting at stories that stretch back decades. From the moment one steps into the lobby, there is a palpable sense of atmosphere. The architecture reflects an era of elegance and ambition. With high ceilings, ornate moldings, and polished floors that echo with the footsteps of countless visitors. Yet beneath this charm, there is a subtle undercurrent of the unknown. Guests often describe an uneasy feeling as they move through the halls. A sensation that the building itself is aware of their presence. Observing and responding in ways that defy explanation. The upper floors, where most of the reports concentrate, are especially enigmatic. Lights flicker without electrical cause, creating patterns that seem deliberate, almost as though they are attempting to communicate. Doors open and close by themselves, their movement gentle yet insistent, as if inviting or warning those nearby. The sounds are never aggressive, but they are precise, leaving an impression that something unseen is traversing the space, moving with purpose beyond human perception. Those who have stayed in the Plaza Hotel recount experiences that blur the line between imagination and reality. Some awaken to find their rooms cooler than expected, a chill that seeps into the skin and raises goosebumps along the spine. Others hear faint footsteps in empty corridors, echoing in a rhythm inconsistent with their own movements. Occasionally, a door creaks open slowly, revealing an empty hallway, only to close again as if satisfied that it has been noticed. These subtle manifestations, while quiet, create a tension that heightens the senses, drawing attention to the presence that seems to inhabit the space. The presence becomes increasingly palpable, its influence seeping into the minds of those who dwell within. The former owner's spirit is said to be the source of many phenomena. Though long departed, accounts suggest a lingering attachment to the hotel, a desire to maintain connection with the place he once oversaw. Visitors have described glimpses of shadowy figures near the office or in rooms that were once private quarters. These figures are rarely fully formed, appearing more as outlines or shifting shapes, yet their presence is undeniable. There is a consistency in these reports, a common thread that ties together decades of anecdotal evidence and personal testimony. Architectural elements contribute to the haunting quality of the Plaza Hotel. Narrow hallways amplify even the faintest sound, while the creaking of old floors seems to follow footsteps with uncanny accuracy. The combination of polished wood, metal fixtures, and long corridors creates an environment where noises travel unpredictably, intensifying the sense that unseen eyes are watching. Even the arrangement of the rooms and staircases seems to encourage attention, guiding the visitor through spaces that feel alive with history and lingering consciousness. The visitor feels alive with history and lingering consciousness. The hotel's storied past adds weight to the unexplained. From its inception, it has been a place of ambition, celebration, and personal drama. Weddings, business deals, and private gatherings have all unfolded within its walls, each event leaving an imprint. Tragedy, too, has touched the hotel, from sudden deaths to quiet losses, and it is this mixture of life and sorrow that seems to give rise to the spectral occurrences. The Plaza Hotel is a vessel of memory, retaining fragments of human emotion that resurface in subtle and haunting ways. Encounters reported by guests vary in intensity. Some experience fleeting shadows at the edge of vision, or the sensation of being watched from across a room. Others hear whispers or soft murmurs, words that cannot be deciphered but convey presence. Flickering lights and moving objects punctuate these experiences, adding visual and auditory layers to the perception of something beyond the ordinary. These phenomena rarely frighten outright, yet they leave an impression that lingers long after the visitor has left. A reminder of the mysteries contained within the hotel's walls. The environment surrounding the Plaza Hotel reinforces its enigmatic aura. Reno's nights are often quiet, the urban hum fading into stillness after hours. When combined with the architecture and the reports of hauntings, this silence intensifies the perception of the unseen. Guests describe a heightened awareness of their surroundings, a sensitivity to movement, sound, and temperature that they cannot fully explain. The hotel becomes a stage where past and present intersect, a space where the boundaries between the living and the departed feel fragile and permeable. Despite these reports, the Plaza Hotel continues to welcome visitors, blending hospitality with history. Its allure is not solely in the paranormal but in the palpable sense of connection to those who came before. The flickering lights, moving doors, and shadowy figures are experienced as part of the hotel's identity, a feature that enriches rather than diminishes the experience of staying there. For those intrigued by the unknown, the Plaza offers an opportunity to engage with history in a direct, immersive way, where every corner may hold a whisper of the past. Walking through the hotel, one can sense a continuity of presence. The former owner's spirit, and perhaps others, remain attached to the Plaza. Guests leave with more than memories of architecture or service. They carry with them an encounter with something beyond explanation. A fleeting connection to lives once lived and a story still unfolding. The Plaza Hotel in Reno is more than a building. It is a living archive of history, memory, and the enduring whispers of spirits that refuse to fade. The Monte Carlo Hotel in Las Vegas stands as a monument to luxury and entertainment, yet beneath its glittering facade lies an unsettling presence. Some guests and staff speak of sudden chills that sweep through the hallways, a cold that has no clear source, and movements glimpsed in corners of empty corridors where no one should be. A cold that has no clear source, and movements glimpsed in corners of empty corridors where no one should be. Visitors often describe entering these floors with a sense of apprehension, feeling the atmosphere shift as they walk. The hum of air conditioning and the soft echoes of their footsteps become strangely distorted, as though the building itself is alive and aware. In these quiet moments, a faint movement may be noticed at the edge of vision, a figure disappearing before it can be fully seen. The sensation is fleeting but undeniable, leaving an impression that something unseen observes every step. Hallways that are otherwise unremarkable take on a different character in the quiet hours. Doors that should remain closed swing slightly, responding to no draft. And the shadows cast by lighting seem to twist unnaturally. Some guests report feeling sudden cold spots, brief and intense, as they pass certain points along the corridor. The air becomes thick, charged with an energy that suggests the presence of lingering spirits, caught somewhere between their routines in life and the echoes of the present day. The stories of shadowy figures are not confined to fleeting glimpses. Staff members recount instances of entire hallways appearing empty yet filled with subtle movements. Chairs slightly out of place, the distant clatter of objects falling. And the soft sound of footsteps echoing in unoccupied areas. Create a tangible sense of the supernatural. Those who have experienced these phenomena describe a mixture of awe and unease. As though the hotel exists on a threshold between the ordinary and the otherworldly. Rooms along these haunted floors carry their own mysteries. Even in the absence of occupants, subtle disturbances occur. Luggage may shift, lights flicker, and reflections in mirrors reveal movement where there should be none. Guests have described the unsettling feeling of being watched, an invisible presence lingering just out of sight. These experiences, though never threatening, evoke a deep sense of curiosity, compelling visitors to explore further despite the unease. The Monte Carlo's grand lobby and public spaces hold a contrasting energy. Here, the glamour and vibrancy of Las Vegas are evident, yet the echo of history remains. The haunted floors above create a tension that subtly permeates the entire building. Visitors may feel a shift in mood as they move closer to certain elevators or stairwells, sensing an invisible boundary where the past and present converge. The juxtaposition of bustling activity below and spectral stillness above creates an atmosphere that is both intriguing and unsettling. Guests who spend time on these haunted floors often recount stories of fleeting encounters. A figure glimpsed at the end of a corridor may vanish as they approach, or shadows appear in mirrors without an accompanying source. The sensations are enhanced by the hotel's architecture, where long corridors and subdued lighting amplify the perception of movement. Even the sound of distant conversation or the hum of elevators can take on an eerie quality, suggesting whispers from those who no longer walk among the living. The presence of spirits in the Monte Carlo is subtle but persistent. Unlike overtly frightening hauntings, these experiences are often quiet, leaving traces rather than demands. Cold drafts, shadows, and unexplained noises create an immersive experience that engages both the imagination and the senses. Visitors leave with stories of fleeting glimpses and moments of heightened awareness, carrying the memory of a hotel that is more than just a building, but a vessel for echoes of the past. Despite its supernatural reputation, the Monte Carlo remains a vibrant destination. The allure of Las Vegas continues to draw guests from around the world, and the haunted floors add an element of mystery that is both compelling and enigmatic. Guests and staff alike come to understand that the hotel is layered with history, where the movements of past employees and patrons are not entirely confined to memory. The building preserves these echoes in subtle ways, allowing visitors to sense a world that exists alongside their own. The Monte Carlo Hotel in Las Vegas embodies the intersection of luxury and legend. Where shadowy figures, sudden cold spots, and fleeting movements remind all who enter that the past is never truly gone. Each hallway and suite carries the residue of history, creating an experience that is immersive, thought-provoking, and quietly haunting. For those who explore its haunted floors, the hotel offers not just comfort and spectacle, but a connection to the spirits that continue to move silently through its corridors. A presence that lingers long after the lights of the Strip fade into the night. The Gold Dust Hotel in Elko stands as a relic of a bygone era. A place where the promise of fortune and the shadow of violence intertwined. Its wooden floors and narrow corridors have borne witness to countless stories of ambition, luck, and loss. The building's history is steeped in the energy of gamblers, prospectors, and travelers who once filled its rooms with laughter and tension. Today, visitors report encounters that suggest the past has never truly left. Upon entering the hotel, a distinct atmosphere envelopes guests. The air is heavy with the scent of old wood and faint tobacco smoke, remnants of the lively nights that once filled the establishment. The hallways stretch with a quiet that feels almost unnatural, broken only by the occasional creak of the floor underfoot. It is in these moments that visitors begin to notice subtle signs of the hotel's lingering presence. Figures have been seen gliding along the corridors, often appearing in the corner of Oni's vision and vanishing when approached. These are thought to be the spirits of old gamblers, replaying moments of their past lives within the confines of the building. These are thought to be the spirits of old gamblers, replaying moments of their past lives within the confines of the building. Rooms in the Gold Dust Hotel carry an intimate connection to the past. Some guests report sudden drops in temperature, as if the walls themselves exhale the memory of heated arguments and whispered deals. Shadows seem to move independently of light, forming shapes that suggest human figures. Whispers, barely audible yet persistent, sometimes fill the space, echoing the conversations of gamblers who once risked everything on the turn of a card or the roll of dice. These experiences are subtle but profound, leaving a lasting impression on those who encounter them. The hotel's public areas evoke an equally vivid sense of history. The old saloon, with its worn bar and tilted tables, often feels alive long after the patrons have left. Visitors have reported chairs shifting slightly, as if someone just vacated them, and faint sounds of laughter and clinking glasses seem to rise from the floors above. The atmosphere is charged with the energy of past interactions, a blend of camaraderie and tension that defined the hotel's most notorious nights. The town of Elko itself adds to the haunting nature of the hotel. Streets lined with aged brick buildings and the distant echo of trains create a backdrop that complements the hotel's spectral activity. The energy of the surrounding area feels intertwined with the Gold Dust Hotel, enhancing the sense that history is never far from reach. Guests often describe feeling watched, not with malice, but with the intensity of presence, as if the spirits are observing the living as carefully as they once observed each other across the poker table. Encounters in the hotel are varied but consistently tied to the building's violent and passionate past. Some visitors see apparitions playing cards or smoking at old tables. Others hear the muffled sound of raised voices, the remnants of arguments or celebrations that ended too quickly. Occasionally, figures appear to vanish through walls or around corners, leaving only a lingering sense of movement and presence. These occurrences create an immersive experience, blending history with the supernatural in ways that are subtle yet unmistakable. The hotel also carries stories of personal conflict and tragedy. Gambling disputes sometimes turned deadly in the building's earlier days, leaving energy that some believe continues to manifest. Sudden chills, the sound of footsteps where none should be, and shadows that dart across hallways all contribute to the perception of an unsettled past. Guests often report a heightened awareness when moving through these spaces, as though the hotel itself is guiding them toward moments of history replayed in spectral form. The Gold Dust Hotel encourages close observation and patience. The creaking floors, shifting shadows, and faint echoes all serve as reminders of the hotel's layered past. Visitors are drawn into a world where time seems fluid, and the lives of former gamblers are preserved in subtle gestures and unexplained phenomena. Every corner, every room, and every hallway feels imbued with the memory of those who once walked there, creating an atmosphere both captivating and chilling. Exploring the hotel is an invitation to witness history in a unique way. The spirits, if they can be called that, are not violent but persistent, replaying fragments of life and conflict. The energy of the Gold Dust Hotel exists in the small details of the flicker of a shadow, the soft echo of a voice, the subtle movement of objects left undisturbed. These experiences connect the past and present, allowing visitors to feel the intensity of a life shaped by ambition, risk, and the human desire for fortune. The Gold Dust Hotel remains a testament to Elko's vibrant and sometimes dangerous history. Its walls preserve the echoes of laughter, arguments, and silent moments of contemplation from those who once filled its rooms. For those who step carefully and observe closely, the hotel offers a rare glimpse into a past that is alive in subtle ways. A haunting that is both respectful and compelling. In the Gold Dust Hotel, the spirits of old gamblers linger, not as threats, but as reminders that the energy of human ambition and experience can endure far beyond the lives that created it. The Mizpah basement in Tonopah is a place steeped in shadow and history. Beneath the Grand Hotel, the basement stretches into dimly lit corridors, its walls echoing stories of the past. This hidden space, largely unseen by most visitors, has long been associated with tragic events that left an indelible mark on the building and the lives within it. Walking down the narrow staircase into the basement, the air immediately changes. It is heavier, cooler, and carries a weight that feels older than the hotel itself. Visitors often describe a sense of being watched, a subtle presence that moves through the corridors. Alongside them, the atmosphere is dense with anticipation, as if the basement remembers every sound, every footstep, and every misfortune that has occurred there. Many reports of hauntings originate from this shadowed space. Groans and muffled noises are commonly heard, seeming to come from no particular source. Footsteps echo through the corridors when no one is present, sometimes quick and fleeting, other times slow and deliberate. The sounds are never threatening, yet they create a persistent tension, a feeling that the past is brushing against the present. Apparitions are another hallmark of the Mizpah basement. Visitors have seen figures appear unexpectedly in corners or near stairwells, only to vanish when approached. These forms are often fleeting, glimpsed at the edge of vision, leaving a lasting impression long after they disappear. Some describe shadows taking shape, suggesting the lingering presence of individuals who experienced the building's darker moments firsthand. The basement itself contributes to the eerie phenomena. Its walls are thick, cold, and lined with remnants of the hotel's early operations. Pipes and support beams create shadows that shift with even the slightest light. And the low ceilings make every sound resonate more profoundly. The architecture magnifies the sense of isolation, turning ordinary movements into something uncanny, and making visitors hyper-aware of the spaces around them. History has marked this basement with stories that refuse to fade. Tragic events, from sudden deaths to unexplained accidents, have given the space a reputation that has persisted for decades. Staff and visitors alike have experienced moments where the past seems to surface in the present, whether through sounds, sensations, or visual apparitions. These occurrences are subtle yet undeniable, adding to the weight of the basement's history. Along the corridors, the cold spots appear in different places at different times. That something unseen is present. An invisible touch reminding them that the basement holds memories. The basement also seems to amplify ordinary sounds. A dropped coin, a shifting piece of furniture, or the creak of a door, or doors opening and closing slowly without cause. Each sound carries an intensity that seems disproportionate to its origin, creating an environment rich in suspense and mystery. Some witnesses have described seeing fleeting shadows of people performing tasks long since abandoned. A figure may appear near an old storage area, vanish as a door is approached, or materialize momentarily by a stairwell before dissolving into darkness. These glimpses create a sense of life persisting in the basement, a reminder that the history of the building is not confined to stories and photographs but lives on in subtle manifestations. The Mizpah basement's layout adds to the intrigue. Narrow passages intersect with wider rooms, and small alcoves hide in corners. Even those familiar with the hotel's design report that the basement feels larger and more complex than expected, as if it has a life of its own beneath the surface. Sightings and experiences are not limited to one type of manifestation. Guests and staff report a combination of sounds, sensations, and visual phenomena that interact in unpredictable ways. One moment the basement is silent and still, the next a shadow may move across a wall, a door creaks, or a cold draft sweeps through a corridor. The unpredictability reinforces the feeling that the basement is a living repository of memories and energy, always present yet always elusive. Even in daylight, the basement carries an atmosphere that is difficult to ignore. The dim lighting and deep shadows make every movement seem more significant. And the history embedded in the walls creates a subtle tension that lingers long after one leaves. Visitors often leave with a heightened awareness of the hotel's past, feeling as if they have stepped into a space where time overlaps and the past reaches toward the present. The Mizpah basement remains one of the most compelling features of the hotel, a place where the echoes of history are tangible. The groans, footsteps, cold drafts, and fleeting apparitions form an immersive experience that engages both the senses and the imagination. Each encounter, subtle or pronounced, contributes to the enduring story of the basement, a story of tragedy, memory, and lingering presence. Ultimately, the Mizpah basement is more than just a physical space. It is a living testament to the events and people that shaped its history. A place where visitors can experience the intersection of past and present. Every step, every sound, and every shadow serves as a reminder that some spaces retain the energy of human experience long after those moments have passed. And that the Mizpah basement continues to whisper its story to all who enter. Ultimately, the Mizpah basement is more than just a physical space. Nevada's hotels are more than places to sleep, they are portals to the past, where the spirits of former guests, workers, and entertainers never truly leave. From abandoned desert hotels to historic Las Vegas landmarks, the state offers experiences that blend luxury with the supernatural. If you dare to walk the halls of these haunted hotels, expect the unexpected. Feel the presence of shadows, hear whispers from the past, and remember that some spirits check in but never check out. Which Nevada hotel would you spend the night in, knowing it might be haunted by restless souls?